Hi friends! So today we are going to be talking all about pumpkins, okay? Because guess what? Coming up is what holiday? Who can tell me? You're right, Halloween is coming, and sometimes for Halloween we carve pumpkins, or maybe you paint a pumpkin. You just decorate a pumpkin somehow, right? Maybe some of you have done that. And in the fall, that's the season that we are in, we normally see pumpkins all around us. So I figured it would be nice to learn about them so we can learn some new facts, okay? Now I don't know if you remember, I hope you do, we started to talk about non-fiction books. And we learned that non-fiction books teach us facts that we didn't already know. They're true things. A fact is something that is true. And we don't always know everything, right? I know I don't know everything. So nonfiction books help us to learn and they make us smarter, okay? So our nonfiction book today is about pumpkins, and I want you to pay close attention to something new that you learn, okay? There's going to be a lot of new facts about pumpkins in the book, and I'm sure you will learn something new that you've never known before. And then when we're done reading, you're going to show what you learned by writing 2 facts about pumpkins. Okay, so let's turn on our listening ears, click, make sure they're on, and let's get ready to read our book, okay? So this book is called A Day at the Pumpkin Patch. It was written by Megan Faulkner and Adam Kroweski. Let's see what new things we learn about pumpkins. Autumn is nearly over. Nature is getting ready for winter, but there is still much to see at the farm. We love the sweet, crisp apples, colorful decorative corn, plump autumn raspberries, and most of all, pumpkins! This is our guide. So this lady is going to be taking us through our tour. She will show us different kinds of pumpkins, explain how they grow, and tell us about the ways people use them. We climb aboard a wagon so the tractor can pull us out to the pumpkin patch. Small pie pumpkins are the first to ripen and be harvested. So these are the little pumpkins that you see sometimes. She's holding one up. This looks like the pumpkin that maybe you got from school. It was nice and little like this guy. That was a pie pumpkin. Though all pumpkins can be eaten, only some types actually taste good. Sweet pie pumpkins are the best choice for making delicious pumpkin treats. So pie pumpkins could be used to make pumpkin pie, or maybe I've had pumpkin dip. You can use those to make all kinds of pumpkin food that tastes like pumpkin. Because they're small, pie pumpkins are also the easiest to carry. We each get to pick one to take home. So these kids are taking those pumpkins home just like you got to. Next, we visit the patch that has the pumpkins we know best, the ones that will become jack-o'-lanterns. Jack-o'-lanterns are the pumpkins that we carve. Once you carve it, that's called a jack-o'-lantern. Much bigger than pie pumpkins, these pumpkins are too heavy for us to lift by ourselves. It's hard to believe they grew from tiny pumpkin seeds. So you can see just how big these ones are, right? These 3 girls have to help each other because it's just so big and so heavy they can't lift it up. And you can see how big it is over here by looking at this boy's hand, and look how big this pumpkin is. It's huge, right? Since pumpkins are heavy, farmers load them onto wagons and pull them out of the patch with tractors. Now that they've been harvested, it's easier to protect them if the weather gets too cold. They are put on display so that visitors to the farm can choose the one they'd like to take home. There are so many. Which one will make the best jack-o'-lantern? So if you went to a pumpkin patch and you saw all of these pumpkins, which one would you choose? Take a look at all of these. Keep it in your head which one you would choose, but I see a lot of good ones, right? They look nice and big and they're ready to be taken home. So that's always fun to get to choose this. Now, guess what? I'm about to read something that is so interesting. When I learned it for the first time, I was like, whoa! Are you ready? The biggest pumpkin of all is the Atlantic Giant. Not only is it the largest pumpkin, it is the biggest fruit on earth. So let's just look. Look at this humongous pumpkin over here. This is the Atlantic Giant, okay? Now, you are never, ever gonna guess what these pumpkins are used for. You're just not gonna believe it. Are you ready? Often weighing in at more than 800 pounds, these giant pumpkins are grown for competition at pumpkin festivals and country fairs. Since giant pumpkins are about 90% water, they aren't good for eating, but they make great jack-o'-lanterns and boats. Look at how silly. This man is riding on a pumpkin. This is a pumpkin boat. How crazy is that? I could not believe that when I learned it. So these Atlantic Giant pumpkins are so humongous that people use them as boats. Isn't that awesome? We've learned a lot about pumpkins. Now we get to have some other fall fun. There's a haunted forest and a play area made of hay. So that's super fun, right? Maybe you could go to a pumpkin patch one day, and after you're done looking at all the pumpkins, they could have some fun things like a haunted forest and a play area. Our tour of the farm is over. We can't wait to get home and carve our pumpkins. All right, so I hope that you learned something new about pumpkins. I know that I did, right? So what you're gonna do now is you're gonna write 2 facts that you learned about pumpkins, okay? And you're gonna follow some sentence starters that help you to start thinking and get your mind in the right place, okay? So I want you to listen to your teacher now, and you're gonna write 2 new facts. So 2 new true things that you learned about pumpkins, okay? So I really hope you enjoyed that story. I hope you learned something super exciting and new about pumpkins, and I can't wait to read your facts. Thank you for listening.